Несколько лет назад Typomania ездила в Будапешт.
Там была и выставка, и мастер-класс, и показ видео. Полюбился Typomania этот город.
Спасибо Лавишу Майеру за помощь в организации.
И снова Венгрия в Typomania. Теперь венгерские молодые дизайнеры попадают в наш эфир. Студия «Компакт».
И их анимированные постеры.
Hi everyone, welcome to the virtual lecture of Compact Studio. My name is and I'm one of the graphic designer of the studio. Our project is a GerillAR poster exhibition at the Typomania festival. So I will introduce ourselves first, and then I'm going to talk about the project. But first of all, I want to thank you for Typomania to having us and inviting us to the festival. Especially thank you Alexandra and Sasha for welcoming. And also special thanks for supporting us to the Hungarian Culture Center of Moscow. So, Compact Studio is a Budapest-based graphic design studio established in 2018. There are two graphic designers, Gary and myself, and we are having a project and design manager, Beth Nemes. And in the profile, complex professional design mixes with alternative solutions. We do some branding, motion graphic, online and offline presence. We also like to work with small companies and like to collaborate with other creative designers also. Our primary project is, as I mentioned, is branding, logo and typographic design. But we love the most the animated and motion design content. Also because we think it's always more creativity to express ourselves. So now I want to show you our showreel, so let's see this one. Now I want to highlight one of our art projects. It's letter animation for NPR channel, it's YouTube channel. So we made a redesign. It's a conceptual project, and you can see animated logo design. It's a morph sense. It's morphing the transformation from sans serif to the serif font. We think a good letter or font defines the mood of the surrounding environment. So I think it's an example for this. And I also want to show you animated designs, what we made for Modern University of Art and Design Budapest. In addition to our day-to-day work, we also consider it's important to implement our projects, as we feel these are the works that sustain our creativity. And here we arrive at the project, which can be seen at the festival. So I want to talk about the idea. We started thinking because we wanted to do an autonomous project to promote art and graphics and graphic design also in Hungary. Our manager has an idea about the poster evaluation in Hungary, and she's seen a poster from an American graphic designer, which was great, but she thinks it's cooler with animated elements. So we also think every poster more exciting if it moves or animates somehow. With the evaluation of poster arts, we realized posters serves marketing purposes only, so we wondered what else could be used for the surface that contains the poster content, and why not use it to turn the streets of the city into an exhibition that's accessible to everyone quickly and easily. So the most suitable for this project is using AR, augmented reality technology, which one is not really common in Hungary, especially this type of independent project, and this is not a new technology, so we want to use it for this project. Augmented reality is an interactive experience of a real-world environment where the objects that reside in the real world are raised by computer-generated perceptual information. So this technology is perfect for the project because we can work with animated material and dynamics in the most effective way, and we take advantage of its potential. So you don't need anything else, just a smartphone to deliver extra content for the viewers. We were looking for multiple platforms and tested a lot of artworks in it, but Artivive software was the best for us because they support artistic projects and other independent art projects also. So we don't want to do the whole project by ourselves, rather with the support and collaboration of young Hungarian artists to create the motion contents. It's a potential to learn from each other and know new people. And that's why we decided to launch a competition and an open call for designers who are studying or study right now in art education in Hungary. With this project, we found it's important to people also get to know the city better in which they are living. So, as I mentioned earlier, we used AR, augmented reality technology, and according to the posters that we created, followed by content that reflects, for example, the build or organic environment or some historical aspects. Posters placed in various locations around the city, and we wanted to accomplish all of this within the design week Budapest 2019, as this one of Hungary's biggest design events. So we were able to reach even more people in order to promote graphic design art and street art. And I'm going to talk about it a little more later, but let's see how we did the preparation of the project. I want to introduce the identity first, so I'm starting with the main logo of the exhibition. The goal was to do a joint collaboration between us and the other designers. So we created the complete and the complex identity of the exhibition, and we also created the markers used by the artists to create their own artworks, which is also a poster at once. So the project started by designing the main logo of the exhibition. So as you can see, it's a two oval half-round bases, refers to the eye and the optical perception, made up of geometric shapes and uses black and white gradient to highlight the elements. The star element also symbolizes the recognition, and we use these for other surfaces and platforms in the design. You can see this transformation graphic. We try to transform the logo icon to the typographic modular display font. It's a sans and a sans serif font at the same time, contrasting and eye-catching and made up of shapes of the logo icon. It also follows the grid system. And we had the freedom to design anything. Also, we had time to experiment with shapes and fonts and letters also. The poster elements, we create a pre-made collection which you can then use for designing all the posters. To keep consistent, we also use black and white on all these brand elements to don't distract from work but be attractive. We try to design non-figurative and abstract dynamic shapes for this collection of elements. The next what I want to show, it's a line element, and it breaks the uniformity of the exact shapes. So we use it for this, and the main line refers to the root and the connection between the posters around the city. The next picture you can see the start point of a composition of the elements, and you can see how we combine with outlines, and it's ultimately black and white and duplicate these elements. So the duplication is a part of the identity because we have more opportunity to animate shapes, creates modern eye-catching effects on it. And also you can see the all made posters. This is the base of the exhibition identity, and it's made up for existing elements, so we use the pre-made collection of elements to design. The whole design process is a big visual game with shapes and negative spaces. So the posters is a unique yet one-style visual code at once. There is also an information frame, as you can see, which is fixed in all posters. This includes the number of the posters, which refer to the pin in the map, and how to use the info panel, to how to download the app, and how to use the QR code to scan these posters. We also have to do lots of experiments with this section of the posters, because we have to pay attention to the scannability of the shapes during the design process. We also created merchandising items, bags, leaflet, stickers, and so on, which are also following the design style. And I'm going to show you some motion graphic content that we made for our Instagram account and other social media platforms. So now I want to talk about a little bit about the events before the exhibition. We hold a workshop at MoMA, it's Mobile University of Art and Design. Within the framework of the project, it's an opportunity to work with young graphic designers, students. So during the time, we created the GerillAR exhibition with the students. And they have to involve the buildings of the new campus to their motion graphic concept. It was an exciting and interesting challenge for everyone, and it was the first milestone of the project, I think. So it was very interesting, and there are lots of exciting works made, and it's over 20 pieces, as I remember. These were exhibited at the university, and the project is supported by the graphic design department of MoMA. We also have a discussion about augmented reality at Kash Gallery. It's a presentation and talk about the possibilities of AR usage in Hungary. So now I'm going to introduce all the details of the project and the exhibition. So, as I mentioned earlier, we create an open call for designers who are studying or study right now in art education in Hungary. So, this was the first step of the competition. We created a website to register them and then collect them all their artworks. All applicants received a poster and an insert place to reflect on. And for this, we need to find partners like MoMA, Artavite, BBB Open Space, Design with Budapest, and moreover, we need the places which designers can reflect on their work around the city. So we contacted lots of places like restaurants, art galleries, bookstores, and bars, and so on. So it's an interesting challenge to deal with this situation. Also, we create an educational content for artists, how they can transform their animated content into the AR space using the Artavite AR software technology. So we created an illustrated frequently asked questions graphics to help this process. The competition, it's all in all 40 or 50 places to be part of the project, such as bars, cafes, galleries. And also we have a small exhibition area at the BBB Gallery next to one of the most beautiful roads in Riga. So we needed a jury to make a selection of the artworks. So we have a 5-member professional jury to select the top 20 artworks that we can exhibit in this place. In the jury, there were a copywriter, a curator, and 3 graphic and media artists. So they collect these 20 top artworks. So the exhibition was a part of the Design Week Budapest 2019, and itself was open throughout the city and in the gallery for 1 week long. All in all, we have 44 places and 44 designers. And from these artworks, I want to show you 3 where the designers have chosen the letters to reflect on the places or the built or organic environment of the city. So the first one is designed by Zsófia Lávosi. It's reflected on Telep, which is an exciting cafe on the west side of the city. The designer referred to each element, current or old functions, and the outstanding background symbolizes the liquidity of the functions. She also using 3D layers to make the picture more interesting, and as she said, it's just as useful and exciting as the cafe itself. The next one is ISBN Art Bookstore and the Contemporary Art Gallery. The place was named after the 13-digit international standard book number, and the artwork behind the poster made by Nicoletta Mihaly. So this motion design concept gives a comprehensive picture of the formal and color features of the place, as well as its theme and the atmosphere. The mosaic structure, as you can see, it reflects the books and booklets placed on the shelves and hung on cords, the shelving system, and also the exhibited pictures in the gallery. The mosaic composition appears in the logo also. The colors and abstract forms and shapes inspired by the environment. Typographic elements inspired by the book in the store, and she gives a feeling of the overall vibe that's of the place. The final motion design that I want to show you was made for young artist studio association. It's designed by Studio 101, and the space that symbolizes the forming of frame and exit from the comfort zone. The design also refers to as a catalyst for artistic and cultural life The designers represent and convey this with their work. They keep the typographic composition with an unconventional following animation. I would like to show you a few more works that were submitted to the competition. To talk about this exhibition in the city. As I mentioned earlier, we had various places, partner places around the city where we put up the posters. So we also made an interactive map, so everyone can decide for themselves when and in what order they wanted to see these artworks throughout the city. So we also make educational content for those who are interested, how they can upload and how they can find these posters. And we also can make some good feedbacks from these places. And also there were thousands of scans across the city. So about the exhibition in the BBB gallery, there was where the top 20 artists were exhibited or highlighted. In the exhibition, more than 100 visitors and more than 500 scans. And it's a great honor that the representatives from Art-proektom also came to the opening event and walked around the city and visited all of the places. So thank you so much for this. And now I want to show you the after movie of the GerillAR poster exhibition. So the long-term goal with the project is to extend the event, some kind of movement where creators are free to design for the surface of their choice, and GerillAR frames it, collects it, and publishes and promotes it on its own surfaces and platforms to reach as many people as possible. So thank you for listening and enjoy the exhibition.